You're listening to the CIP podcast, the Study Abroadcast, episode 5. I'm your host, Chen. In this episode, I'll be speaking with a former international student at the University of Guelph who went on a semester exchange program at Hong Kong Polytech University in Hong Kong. Astrid Zheng-Yi-Du was a student at the Hospitality and Tourism Management program at the University of Guelph. And in this episode, Astrid will be sharing her experiences going on exchange and also sharing some tips for international students who are also thinking about going on exchange. Let's get right into it. So we're very happy to have you to share some of your experiences studying abroad. First of all, could you briefly introduce yourself? For example, your name, your program of study when you were at the university, maybe your country of origin and the exchange programs that you participated in.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so my name is Zheng Yidu, so you can call me Astrid. That's my English name. I'm from China. I have been here for 4 years. And my program is Hospitality and Tourism Management. And the exchange program that I went to is Hong Kong Polytechnic University.
So would you just briefly let us know that how did you find out about the program?
So actually, I find out the program from my roommate, and I didn't know how she knows the program, but I think she had a high school experience in Canada, so she knew like normally university had multiple programs like exchange and corporations. That's why she told me like if I wanna expand my experience, I could choose the exchange program.
Yeah, so you get information from a friend.
Yes,
Yeah, so other ways students can find information, maybe they can visit our website, or if, we often have study abroad info sessions, so all students can attend and then they can also follow our social media account. Um, so after you find out the exchange program, how do you come to decide on a host university? Did you have any like specific um, maybe the region, maybe the program of study, or the language at the host destination? Do you have any specific criteria when you are searching for the host university?
Yeah, so first thing I looked at is the location.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm from China, I wanna go to some place that close to China maybe. But other place I also consider like UK
Mm-hmm.
or Switzerland, I think, because then I think about my major because I study hospitality. So these three countries they have really good um make like my programs. So um also I think about the food and culture because I think if I go to Hong Kong, I will love the food over there and the cultures will be similar to my culture. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I will have a really comfortable experience there. And I also know because Hong Kong is different from mainland China, so they may have different culture experience for me. So that's why I decided to go to Hong Kong. And also language is a part of consideration because I speak Mandarin, and I think it's easier to communicate if I go there.
Yeah, so some consideration can include the destination. Maybe you're comfortable with the culture. Maybe you want to choose a destination that's a slight stretch. Maybe
Yeah.
you have similar but also different culture from your own. And then also the match of the program, whether the host university offer your the course of your study.
Yes, true.
Yep. So the next question is about preparing for the exchange. So during the exchange preparation, including the host university application and the visa application process, is there anything particularly challenging, or whether finding courses at the host university? It, how do you describe the preparation process?
I think the challenging part is applying visa.
Mm.
So because it's quite complicated for us, because I have Chinese passport, but I still need to apply study permit. It's like the similar things, and actually I only know we need to apply for study permit, but I didn't know that I need to go to the local place office like in China
Mm.
because I need to renew my exit intern permit for traveling to and from Hong Kong. So
Mhm.
that's actually from my mom. My mom called the local police station and asked for that. Then we know I actually need to go to the local police station. So the things is I went to exchange on 2018,
Mm.
and during the 2018 summer, I went back to China to I did my internship in China in summer, so I had time to go to the local place. So I would suggest just uh, do more research before you go there. I mean, our program do provide a lot of useful information for us, but still you need to do more research before you go there, like for visa application. Maybe call the local immigration authorities to know what kind of document do you need for extra, because people from different location holding different passport may have different effects. And second part is course selection. So for me, I needed to go to my course advisor, and I need to talk about each courses, because we really need to make sure you have space for exchanging the right credit. Like if you study other courses in the exchange university, you need
Mm.
to know if the course can exchange to the free credits, or if you can change to the mandatory course. So for my program, because I actually had a similar mandatory course. So, which means if I did in Hong Kong, I did not need to do it again in Guelph. So I really need to be careful on that part. And I think for all students, they really should talk about this part with their advisors.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent point. Yes, I do think one of the challenges in terms of preparing for exchange for international students is maybe they are holding a different passport, so they may need to find out visa regulation for their passport, like the visa application process, and there may be some documents that they need to prepare in their home country. So do leave some time for the research and gathering of the document. And another thing is the course selection, because for international students, maybe they don't have as much flexibility in, for example, deferring their graduation due to immigration concerns. So it is also very important to make sure they know which courses they are going to take before they went on exchange and talk to their program counselor about their course selection. So I think those are excellent points. And so final question about just preparing for exchange. Is there any advice that you will give international students in terms of like everything before you go on exchange?
Okay, so my advice is be sure you follow the program instruction and be sure meet the due dates to submit all the materials, because the exchange program will actually ask you to submit some necessary materials, like documentary. And also before departure, be sure follow the checklist. I found that one is quite useful, because they can tell you all the things you need to do before your departure. And at the beginning, I think be sure you attend. Oh, sorry, can you still hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I think for the beginning, be sure you attend the introduction session,
Mhm.
and and be sure you sign up, because if you don't do that, you need to wait for the next exchange term, and
Mhm.
otherwise you can apply for exchange. So that's the problem.
Yeah, yes. So still, students may need to pay close attention on the deadline to apply for studying abroad for the academic year that they want to go. For
Yeah.
example, they want to go in fall 20, winter 21, they need to apply 1 year in advance. They need to attend the info session during winter, during fall 18, fall 19. But anyways, they need to look into the deadline for the exchange application.
Yeah.
So then it's about the after you arrive in Hong Kong, what kind of experience you have. So did you arrive in Hong Kong in advance, like before their semester starts, or you arrive right around the orientation day?
Well, after you submit all your material to the exchange program, and they will actually help you to apply for the local, like the Hong Kong University, right? So after that, it's similar process like our university did. Like we apply for ourselves for the login account, and then we apply for the accommodation, and actually they will tell you when is accommodation available. I do arrive a couple days before orientation, but I follow the accommodation instruction, like when the accommodation is available, and I arrive the day that is available, so I can live in accommodation, so I don't need to live outside in hotel.
Yeah, that's a
So
good strategy. Like arrive when the when the resident
yeah,
become available, so you don't need to pay back the
yeah.
extra amount. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you apply for the accommodation, they will let you know after you have done everything. They will tell you when it's available, and then you can go there and sign up for the accommodation first, and then you can start living accommodation. Yeah,
Mm.
so that will be the day I suggest you arrive.
Yeah. Okay. So, is there any orientation programs for international students at HKPU? How do you find the orientation experience? Is there any memories that stood out, for example?
Yeah, so for they do have orientation. It's more like a cocktail party. So
Mm.
there was snack and drink, and so all the exchange students they went there to sign up for the program, and then they can start talk about with each other, and they can exchange their ideas and introduce themselves to each other. Yeah, so they actually had the orientation.
Yeah, how do you find the student population, like the international student population? Where are they from, you think?
I think I found there were a lot of students were from Western country, and
Mm.
also a lot of students from Asian country, but not a lot like us. So we're actually from China, right? But we're
Yeah,
actually from Canada. So every time we introduce ourselves, we said like we study in Canada, and
yeah,
so but other students they were all Western students. So
yeah. So you're an international and exchange student.
yes, yeah, we're yeah, true, that's true.
Yeah. So next question is about the academic experience in HKPU. So how do you find their academic structure? For example, are the courses easier than the ones in Canada, or like it's more challenging? What do you think?
So they do have similar structure, course structure, like in our university. So you don't really need to worry about that part. For our program, the teaching style is a little bit different, but they're still similar. So sometimes for our program, we have more like experience things, but like in their teaching style, it's more like the professor keep talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but others are all similar. The assignment are similar, and the student life is different because you can, like, the food is different and the people around you are different, but the course are kind of similar.
Pretty similar. Yeah, just maybe expect more lecture styled courses.
Yeah, yeah, more
Yeah.
lecture style.
Yeah, and then the question is how do you find the student life at HKBU or in Hong Kong in general? Do you find it is easy to like participate in campus activities? Do they have lots of activities for international students or just for students overall? And how easy it is to maybe join activities in the local community?
So it's actually same with our university. Once you sign in for your account, you will receive all the email they have, include all the activities they have. I actually received my email from my major, and they had a multiple volunteer event, and I actually joined one of them. So I went to a local club with other hospitality students, and we actually helped them to serve the event. So that was kind of really fun experience, and I found the food is really different. So, but it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just same as our university. And the styles, they are all kind of same. So there's no really difficult part for that.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I think it's nice to not just get a in-class experience, but also get hands-on experience volunteering or
Yes.
participating in the
And they
activity.
actually pay
Mhm.
for the volunteer experience. So
Mhm.
because I can't work in there, but the experience, the volunteer experience, they actually paid for that. So
Yeah,
that's good.
it's yeah, good for students to know. So students should like yeah, prepare to sign up for some volunteering activities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So maybe very quick, just a very quick maybe overview of how living in residence is like in HKPU, how easy it is to get around the city. I think HKPU is located right downtown, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, how the resident and the dining
Oh,
experiences there.
okay. Yeah, so most time we use the subway,
Mm.
and a couple times we use the bus. Yeah, that's how you travel around the city. And they're quite close, so you just use your Google Map to do the research before you go there. And
Mm.
yeah, and I think one thing is important is if you need to remember to have a data, so you can
Oh,
use. Yeah, so if you don't have data, you will not have the internet, so it's quite difficult because you can check Google Map, you can check the subway station.
mm.
So make sure you have the data.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you purchase a SIM card in Hong Kong or you use your own and then maybe purchase
Uh,
add-on plans?
so my plans, Fido, they actually have travel plans, so you can ask about that part.
Mm.
And also, because I have the mainland China SIM card, so I can actually use that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just extra pay for the data, but I can actually use my mainland China's in in.
Okay. Yeah. So the last two questions about the exchange experience itself. So first, um, living in Hong Kong, do you have like any places that you recommended students to visit?
Well, I actually went to Macau and Shenzhen. So I would recommend you go to these two places because they're the nearest place from Hong Kong. So Macau it was really easy to go. You just purchase ferry tickets and then you could go. And for Shenzhen, you just took subway, then you arrive.
Would you recommend like 1 day trip in those places, or you should expect to stay there for maybe 2 or 3 days, do you think?
2 or 3 days. So 1 day for Macau, 1 day for Shenzhen. And also, be careful if you're not like mainland China students. If you're other countries, you're from other countries, you need to make sure you have the visa for mainland China. Otherwise, you cannot go there.
Okay, yeah. So you should prepare the like travel document ahead of time.
Yes. So you need to apply for both the mainland China's travel visa and Hong Kong as well.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, those are great experiences and very hands-on. So if there are any so can you provide some tips for students who want to live and study in Hong Kong? Maybe your top 3 tips, how they should expect the experience and what can they do?
So I don't think it's really hard because I feel like the course is easier, and we have all the similar learning structure. Um, so just be yourself. Like what you did in Canada, and just do the same things in Hong Kong, and then you will survive. Just we had all the same things like due days, meet the due days, group work, and take notes. Then then you will be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So then maybe an additional question. How do you think the culture in Hong Kong is different from, for example, in Canada?
Oh, they speak different language. I don't really know the how to explain the difference because it's actually similar to my culture, so I feel it's nothing different. Well, but I would say definitely different from Canada because of the way we're thinking about stuff and the way we're talking, it's all different. Um, yeah, but in some way they're all similar. So we're all human beings, so nothing really big difference. So yeah, I think you will it will be fine.
People will get used to it.
Yeah, people will get
Just have an open mind and get there to try to understand
yes.
how things work.
Yeah, and they're quite open actually, so you don't need to worry about that part as well.
Yeah. So finally, after you returned to Canada, so did it take you time? Do you find it hard to readjust to the life in Canada? And if so, what are some things you find you need to adjust to?
Well, one thing I think needs to adjust is the study environment. So it's different. So I already get used to in Hong Kong's campus, and now I returned to my university, and it for me I feels like it's a new environment. So it takes times to get used to the new environment. But because you already study in your own campus for like more than 2 years, so it's not that hard, and so I didn't spend too much time on that. And other things, they're all the same, so not really big place that you need to adjust.
Okay, so it was just the social styles maybe it's a little bit different when you're
Yeah.
on exchange and back to Canada.
Yes, less people in Canada.
I think many international students, at least from China, they will feel there. I think that is a sharp difference there are more people in China, I feel like, when you're there.
Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the final question, thank you very, very much. Do you think the exchange experience kind of impacted your way of thinking or your choices after you come back to Canada? Like, for example, choosing Korea or maybe just your approaches to your studies? If so, like, how is the impact like?
Well, it definitely make me feel hospitality is a good majors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because there's two universities, they both have really good hospitality program. And actually, the Hong Kong, they had their own hotel. So all the students, they went to the hotel at the back of the hotel to have class. So I feel really fancied about that. Um, and also, it gives me a new ideas about the hospitality. Because I feel like the style in Hong Kong is more like luxury but business. So it really opened my eyes, and yeah, so I had a new view about my major
Mm-hmm.
and make me love my major more.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see how the same major can be structured a little bit differently
Yeah.
in around the world. But yeah, also you're all devoted into the same thing, so that's
Yes.
cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for taking time to answer all of those questions.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Thanks for listening, and thanks for Jen E for sharing her advice, insights, and travel stories. In the meantime, don't forget to explore the study abroad opportunities on the CIP website, www.uofg.ca/CIP, or follow us on Facebook or Instagram.